So number 3, where you have a river, you have fruit. So what people do is they tap off of rivers to grow fruit. If you see the Nile River in the middle of the desert, it's all desert. But off the river, they tap into it. So that's where they do all the farming, where they can steal the water from the rivers. And same thing with the Allegheny River. People use it to farm and to produce fruit. And we all know that the Lord in Galatians 5:22 says there are, and I found this interesting. I did not learn this until the last service. Someone says there are 9 locks on the Allegheny River. And I was like, hey, there's 9 fruit of the Spirit. So the Spirit of God will produce love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So the Spirit of God should give you luscious fruit. I don't know if you've noticed. Have you gone to Giant Eagle or Aldi's? Have you noticed how big grapes are now? They're like the size of oranges. They're huge. They're big. And I love cotton candy grapes. How many have had cotton candy grapes? Yeah, I actually buy grapes now. I never liked them. But cotton candy grapes. And for those that don't know, they really taste like cotton candy. Delicious. Some of you Christians have cotton candy grapes. You are such a blessing to others. The love that comes from your life, the joy, the peace, the goodness, the kindness. And some of you are raisins. Some of you are cucumbers. And some of you are pickles. If you're a dill pickle, that's okay. Those are good. But you get my point, right? Let the water flow and you produce spiritual fruit in your life. And the fruit is not all for yourself. The fruit is for you to minister joy to others and goodness to others and to pass on the blessing to others. And then the last one is the river delivers gifts. So it is down the river that cargo comes. So down the Allegheny River, in the old days, it used to be all kinds of coal and oil and stuff like that, but all kinds of steel products would go down the river. There were steel mills, and they would use the river to haul steel for cars and all kinds of appliances and buildings, and all kinds of cargo travels up and down the river, supplying the world, okay? In the spiritual realm, there are what are known as spiritual gifts that come down the river from the Holy Spirit. And there are spiritual gifts in the Bible. You know that there are different spiritual gifts. There's apostleship, pastor, prophet, teacher, evangelist, administration, speaking in tongues, interpreting tongues, prophesying, giving, all kinds of different spiritual gifts. And don't let people tell you that they give you the spiritual gift. No. The spiritual gifts come down the river. It is the Holy Spirit that brings what spiritual gift the Spirit knows you need. That's the gift that ship will come in, and you'll know it's from the Holy Spirit and not from anyone else. One more thing, I just want to expand on this a little bit. It says in James that every good gift comes from the Father, from the Spirit. So every good gift that we receive comes down the river. A spouse from the Lord can come down the river. The Lord gives people that special person that you go, this is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone and soul of my soul. So the Spirit of God will coming down the river. He who receives a wife receives favor from the Lord. It's a gift that the Spirit will bring to you. Children are gifts that come from the Lord. They come down the river. Your occupation, your job. I believe, just as you should, that Life Point Alliance was a gift that in some ways I was not looking for at all, but the Spirit brought the gift of this calling to me, as the Spirit will bring your occupations that you just love, that you're like, wow, this is what I was made for, and I can do. Let me think. Gifts of a house, a home, gift of good friends, gift of health, whatever. They all come. This in John 10:10, Jesus said, "This is the abundant life. Down the river of the Spirit of God comes all these good gifts to minister to us, but also that we can pass along to others."